inspired. I'm inspired.
Hey there guys, how's it going? My name is Sumit Chatterjee from the Flow Zone Academy, and I'm a flow state coach, which means that I help you feel better and perform better. This video is 5 ways that you know that you are a light worker. You know what? A light worker can come in any shape or form. You could be a yogi, you could be a teacher, you could be a guide, you could be a modern day shaman, a modern day mystic. You could be pretty much anybody in the wellness or well-being space, right, could be considered a light worker. And in a sense, we are also all connected to different star systems, I believe, which is why we use the term starseed. And you know, we use different terms nowadays, different terminologies nowadays. Indigo children, indigo coming from the color of the third eye, believed to, you know, have certain children that are more tapped in, you could say, than others, have special gifts. But is this a real thing, or is this a way that makes us feel special? You see, the way that I've understood it is, light workers help to raise the collective consciousness of the planet. And that's not an easy task. It's by no means sunshine and rainbows and love and light, man, and oh yes, beloved, it's all gravy, baby. No, it's not that. Because to be a good light worker, you've got to be a good shadow worker first. Now, hold up here. So, what are you talking about? You see, in order for us to get to the light work, we have to do work on the lower rungs of consciousness. We have to deal with our lower chakras in this physical form, which is what the shadow work really is, right? It's about going into the guilt, the shame, the repressed emotions that we haven't dealt with. And so, in order for you to be a good light worker, you're going to have to be a good shadow worker first. Now, this is just my opinion. This whole video is my opinion. You don't have to take this exactly in terms of what I'm saying. However, I think it's really important for people to do their personal healing. And in order to do their personal healing, they're going to have to go first from the bottom rung of the ladder, which is the root chakra, all the way up to the crown, okay? A lot of people are lost on this journey, so which is why they actually need you. They need guidance. They need your light work to be able to actually help them on this 3-dimensional planet. The first way that you know you're a light worker is that you felt like an outcast or an outsider growing up. Like, you might have a huge group of friends and things like that too. You might have very deep relationships, but you still feel alone or lonely in some way. Now, why? There's a feeling of a calling for home, because you chose to incarnate at this time, to help people out at this time. And you're thinking right now, and maybe you're watching this video like, why? It's so crap. The world's, going through such a turmoil. Well, you're here to see through that and actually help people through that. And that can be very burdensome as well, right? It can feel like there's a lot of responsibility on your shoulders as a light worker. And that is true. That is very true. And that's okay. It's okay to admit this, and it's okay to embrace the fact that you're going to have to hold space for others and help them to heal. You are naturally a healer, okay? You have natural healing, empathetic abilities. The second thing, you're sensitive to energies, okay? You're very sensitive to energies. Psychic senses are different from our regular senses, okay? So whereas we have regular sight, we have regular auditory channels, we have regular kinesthetic awareness, right? When we are psychically tuned in, it's a different kind of sense. It's a psychic sense. Some people call it the sixth sense or extrasensory perception for a reason, okay? And 6 is also the 6th chakra, right? The third eye. A lot of the times, light workers are very in tune. They're very clairvoyant. They have these psychic abilities that are genuine psychic abilities, okay? Not like cold reading, okay? Genuine people who are in tune can actually read energies, okay? They can actually read energies, they see auras, they do all of that, but they're not so upfront about it, right? They're not like, hey, I can read auras, me, right over here, right? They're kind of in the background. They're helping people through their shadows, and maybe they're closeted mystics, right? And they're scared to embrace that, yo, I'm a light worker, I could actually do this thing, right? I was doubting myself for a while. I was like, man, am I a light worker? Until I took people through my energy healing process, okay? So far, I have 2 people on this program to take them through the different levels of consciousness and different levels of the chakra system. And, you know, it's definitely not easy, because when you do a lot of energy work, you're sensitive to those people's energies, right? And you're able to handle it, you're able to hold space for them until they transmute that energy, release it, and then they rise through their next level of consciousness. And so, if you're interested in that, by the way, definitely shoot me a message. I'm looking for more people for that program. It's called Unstuck Yourself, also called Flomo Sapien, okay? Flomo Sapien is the name of the program. So if you are interested in any energy healing, I think that's really what will help you unlock your flow state as well, okay? This kind of work where you go through the different levels of consciousness, you deal with the different chakras, that level of work, now I know certain people are learning more about it, and it's become very westernized, and it's become this very, I don't know, new agey, kind of new age BS. I have a very strong BS detector, so I know when people are actually doing authentic energy healing work, and when people are just like kind of these, just trying to make a buck or whatever from this kind of work. When people genuinely care, you can tell. You can tell in their individuality, you can tell through their authenticity, you can tell through the value that they're giving, okay? So understand that, like, are you an authentic light worker, or are you just trying to look cool and like call yourself that? Because honestly, there is a big difference. You might doubt your abilities at first, and everybody might call you crazy and think that, you're going nuts, you're hearing voices, It's okay. I'm here to validate you and tell you, you are not going crazy. You are just going through ascension symptoms, okay? We don't know, okay? We human beings, we don't know anything. Nobody has anything figured out here, right? So you're going to have to trust yourself. You are so in tune that you know. You just know. When I said you guys are sensitive to energies, it's kind of like you have spidey senses, okay? That's the way I like to describe it. Is you have like a keen insight or an awareness where you're so tapped in to the Tao, to source energy, and to other people's energies that you sometimes absorb their energies, okay? Now this is problematic at times too. It's okay. It's like, man, did I just, is this my own emotions, or is this somebody else's emotions that I'm harboring inside of myself? Or is this my own thoughts, or is this somebody else's thoughts that I downloaded a little while ago by being in their presence, okay? Now this is difficult. It can really mess with you for a while. However, if you create a healing ball of light around you, imagine a healing white ball of light around you. That visualization has protected me many times, okay? And I just wanted to share that with you because it's so important. The third thing is you have spiritual inclination, okay? Not just because it's new agey and self-care is on every single candle. However, just because there is a very, very keen calling, it's a mission, right? It's a calling towards doing spiritual things. So you might just, come across the mandala in like a coloring book. And you might be like, oh, this is cool. I like this. Or you might just burn some incense once in a while, right? Or you smell someone burning incense. Or maybe you go to spiritual locations or places and explore those locations. Perhaps maybe you are interested in crystals and crystal healing, okay? Maybe you're interested in sound healing. Maybe you like to stay up at night and watch Esther Hicks videos and law of attraction stuff. Who knows, right? But don't be ashamed of that. That could actually be the medicine that you need at this time for you to actually lean into that, okay? So don't doubt that. Don't be like, whoa, this is weird. Why am I doing this? Okay? Why am I meditating most of the day? Learn not to judge yourself during this process. It's really, really about taking it easy and being really kind to yourself. You know, a lot of people through their ascension and their awakening, they're not kind to themselves. They really beat themselves up, right? Because they hear it so much from the cultural conditioning that you're not supposed to be that way. We actually live in a culture that's very lower consciousness in the sense of we use our lower chakras most. So people who are in their heads a lot and they're tapped in and they're thinking and they're aware and they're tapped into their crown, those people aren't really well respected because the society is completely backwards, right? It's made against that. And I don't know, because of the corrupt leaders that we have or the systems that are in place or whatever it is, right, that it's been made like that. It's just been the game, the design has been designed in that way. So you are going to actually have to help people break out of the matrix, right? That's what you're here to do as a light worker. The next thing that I would say is you're a natural manifester, okay? You manifest things very quickly. And you sometimes do it unconsciously and fast as well. So you will manifest negative things just as quickly as you manifest positive things. So that's why you're so afraid of the negative energy, right? Because you're like, man, this might come true if I dwell on this. Again, it's really about being kind to yourself, okay? It's not about being ignorant. It's not about being, oh, turn off everything, turn off all media, turn off social media, run off into the woods. No more news, no more nothing. Okay, it's not about that. Because that is creating ignorance. Okay? And ignorance is not the right way or definition to be woke, in my personal opinion. Okay? Ignorance is not the right way to be so-called enlightened in this maze of life. I know I went on a bit of a tangent here in this video, but I think it's important for me to spill these beans out, because honestly, I have been ashamed to say that I'm a healer, that I'm a light worker, you know, but it's true, I am, and I've helped people through this process, you know, and I'm just happy that I can just say it on camera now and like just put myself out there, because it's not easy. There's still a people pleaser side of me, which is just like, you know, fearing judgment and what people are going to say. Probably my parents are going to watch this video and be like, what is he even talking about when the world is a starseed, you know? But that's okay, you know, that's completely fine. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with the backlash, because the thing is, people need to hear this message. For the people who really need it, they need to hear this message. It doesn't matter if people think that you're weird or whatever. The fact is that you're here to help others, and you're here to cause a massive ripple effect. So if you have to do that in secrecy, all means, brother and sister, you know, go for it. If you have to, you know, show that, oh, I'm a firefighter, but actually in the background you're fighting the demons in the astral realm, okay, go for that. However, you know, there is a power in being authentic in this realm. It frees you. It actually frees you when you're able to just come and speak from the heart and speak your truth and not be afraid and lean into love, understanding that we are love. The last thing that I would say is you have a mission. You have a mission, and so it's important to get around other people who are on the same mission as you. Okay? And if you are interested, I have a tribe called the Flow Jedis. It's a Telegram group. I don't know if you guys are part of it yet. Some of you might be. I post these videos in there too. People are waking up to the truth. People are waking up, awakening every single day. Now, maybe it's not awakening in the sense of like having a Satori experience or even, you know, reaching samadhi or these kind of, you know, altered states of perception. It doesn't have to be that way. Some people are just waking up to an idea or to a concept or to a new way of being or changing their perception. I want to leave this video with a story, okay? There were 6 blind men. They all came along. First blind man, you know, he says, what is this? And there's a huge elephant, right? Basically, the first blind man goes and feels the trunk of the elephant and says, oh, this is like a tree trunk. Okay. The next blind man comes along and touches his ear, the elephant's ear, says, oh, this is like a Japanese fan, right? Like a hand fan. The next blind man comes along and, you know, touches the elephant's leg and says, that's like a pillar. The next blind man comes along and, you know, he pulls on its tail and it's like a rope. Okay? So this keeps happening, different you know, blind men come along and then they all start arguing with each other. Like, no, this is my truth. This is what I've felt. No, this is what I felt. No, this is what I felt. No, this is what I... And they start arguing. And then a wise man who can see comes along and tells all of them that you are all right. Every single one of you is right. From your perspective. From your perception. Because the truth is that you felt different parts of the same elephant. And that's the nature of our reality. We're all connected, but we all see one part of the bigger picture. Right? We see a small little jigsaw puzzle, whereas the jigsaw puzzle is huge. So that would be my reminder to you, is just to open your mind and try and perceive the world in newer ways. As a Lightworker, you automatically know how to do this. I'm just telling you so that this information downloads into you. Okay? And helps you really channel your inner gifts, your inner truth and authenticity, so you can help the planet grow. Okay? Have an amazing day. May the flow be with you and stay legendary. I'll see you guys next time, alright?